We are 3 weeks into the season, and of course, there was more ABS tomfoolery. Saw a couple of benches clear, plus it's bombs away in New York. This is Off the Dome.
High fly ball, right field deep. Canseco back to the track, looking up. It is off.
But it's called off! Cut off by Clement. Baseball hits the runner.
Wow, off the head.
The ball hits over the head. Helmet. Sosa to his left. Nice play. Spinner wobble, but he throws it away. Hits the
Welcome to the Off the Dome Baseball Podcast. I'm Zev Block here with Aaron Nemiroff for the first time, and happy to have you. We got cameras on today. Visuals are looking good. Aaron, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Really excited for this. I'm ready to roll. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, Aaron, can you just tell us a couple things about you? Maybe like your favorite ice cream flavor, subject you liked in school. What you got?
Obviously chocolate. Not really much of a school guy. I did sports journalism at Arizona State University. Go Devils.
Sir.
Just a big baseball fan. And also, we don't have Kobe with us here today, Kobe Van Nort, who is one of our regular hosts. But he should be here next week, and we'll hear from him later in the home run draft.
Certainly. Let's just jump right into it. As we mentioned before, a lot of ABS tomfoolery this week. Part of that came last Saturday when, in this A's White Sox game, Edgar Caro challenged a Jeff McNeil ball. The umpire did not see the challenge. Jeff McNeil, being the heads-up player he is, tells the umpire, he says, "Hey, look, he challenged. You didn't see it? I know it's a ball." Umpires get together. First base umpire says, I saw Caro challenge. Ultimately, McNeil was right. On the flip side, in today's Red Sox-Tigers game, and just so you know, we're recording this on Sunday after all the games have concluded here. In today's Sox game, Wilson Contreras challenges a call. A home plate umpire didn't see it, and he got away with it, although maybe he should have actually challenged it. Looked like a ball to me, could have gone either way. Aaron, how are you feeling about ABS so far?
Yeah, that Contreras one was close. It really could have gone either way. I love ABS. It's great for the game. With the Caro situation, as you started telling the story, I already knew. I watched this happen. I've seen it, but as you were talking about it, I kind of realized what was the first base ump doing? Was he gonna just stand there and let that slide if McNeil didn't say anything? Because he clearly knew it happened, but he just stood there watching these two guys kind of go back and forth, and then when he got approached by the home plate ump, then he kind of told his side of the story. So is he kind of scared to tell the truth about what happened? That was a really weird situation. But Jeff McNeil, high IQ, longtime baseball vet, played for Team USA. He was aware of the situation, and he made a good move there.
Yeah, and we actually saw in the Sox game today, the first base umpire did try to say something. He came forth about it before he was even asked and said, and he's pointed. He said he did challenge. He put his hands on his head. Mm-hmm. Nothing came of it. So there's been 1,250 attempts so far this season, and only a 54% success rate. So I feel like umpires, first of all, I think they've learned. And I think it's so cool when you see an umpire get a call wrong, it gets challenged, then a couple pitches later, it's the same pitch, and they'll get the call right. So umpires, they're learning on the fly, just as they should, and as we want them to. It's no surprise to me that fielders, so far, 59% correct. Hitters are only 47% correct. Aaron, do you think that some hitters should be taking priority when they come to challenges? Maybe the top half of the lineup should have a little more leeway. Bottom half, maybe should stay away. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I know different teams are kind of approaching it differently. I don't really think there should be that much of a difference between whether you're Aaron Judge or bottom of the lineup, Austin Wells. I think it should be pretty situation based, or if you're just extremely confident. I mean, you still get those calls where we're several inches outside, high, low. If you're really confident, go for it. And then depending on the situation, today, Dodgers had second and third, Alex Freeland up with Shohei on deck. There was a 2-1 call that they called a strike, I believe. Mm-hmm. It was a ball, but I think Freeland, being that 9-hitter, he's a rookie. He just didn't have the confidence to challenge. It would have been a 3-1 count. with Shohei looming on deck, you're down in the game. You need Shohei up with runners on base. He didn't challenge. It's a strike. Next pitch, he gets out, and he didn't have that advantage. So I really don't think we should be trying to take away opportunities from hitters lower in the lineup. They're still professionals. They can read a strike zone for the most part. Everyone should kind of have an equal opportunity, and managers need to be communicating. You got to tell guys before every inning, hey, this is the situation. If you're in this count, if you feel good about it, go for it. Or, hey, it's this much of a lead. We don't need to go for a challenge right now. Let's save him. It's early in the game. We just need constant communication, telling players what they should or shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think I agree. I think situational is the most important thing. Bases loaded, 3-2 count. I don't care who it is. If it's a close call, you got to be challenging, especially late in the game. Earlier in the game, if it's bases empty, I want to see guys like Aaron Judge challenge on every single close call. I mean, the difference between, a 2-1 count and a 1-2 count for Aaron Judge is huge. And I don't want to see him getting into that plus count. Trust me, as a Red Sox fan, I want him striking out as much as possible. But if I'm a Yankees fan and if I'm the Yankees organization, I think he should be challenging way more often than he does. Speaking of the Yankees, this Angels-Yankees series was insane in the Bronx. So they split the series 2-2. Monday's game was, an 11-10 final, something like that? It was the second time in Major League history. The whole series. I mean, the final score, or there were 53 total runs across the entire series. It was a 4-game set, but 53 is insane.
All right.
On that Monday game, it was the second time in MLB history where 2 3-time MVPs homered twice in the same game. So Aaron Judge and Mike Trout both have won MVP 3 times. They both homered twice. It's also the top 4 active home run leaders, which is Judge, Trout, Goldschmidt, and Stanton, all played in the same game. It's the first time that's happened since 1956.
Yeah, that's
the other
pretty
thing
cool.
about this game and this day, those 2, Judge and Trout, they were 2 of 9 players to have multi-home run games on Monday. And there were only 10 games on the day. How crazy is that?
That was insane. We were watching a lot of baseball together actually that Monday, and we couldn't believe it. Just so many home runs in that game. Besides Judge and Trout, Grisham did it too. I think he had a game-winning one in the 8th or 9th. Monday was active for only 2/3 of the league playing. It was an active day. Going off of that, 4 active home run leaders, I just have a question for you.
Yeah.
Later in the season, Dodgers and the Yankees are going to face off, and we're going to have 7 MVPs in one game.
Yeah.
What's cooler? 7 MVPs or the top 4 active home run leaders?
I gotta say the 7 MVPs, because it's not just that. You also have all the championships that the Dodgers have, all those players have. It's a rivalry between LA and New York. It's a rematch of the World Series a couple of years ago. I think the storylines for that go a little deeper. And I know the Angels are LA as well. But I think the storylines between Dodgers and Yankees go a little deeper than Angels Yankees. Both are cool though. I gotta say.
Yeah, definitely.
Anytime you got MVPs playing against each other, it's must watch TV. Oh, excuse me.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. That whole series was insane. Definitely.
Yeah, Tuesday, the Angels go back to back to start the game. On Wednesday, the Yankees walked it off because Peraza and Nito drop a pop-up. On Thursday, Trout homers for the 5th time in the series, which is the most by a visiting player ever at Yankee Stadium. Aaron, is Mike Trout back?
He's back. He's back. He went pretty early in our fantasy draft. We'll talk more about fantasy later, but I'm high on him. He's back in center field. He's where he belongs. He wants to be in center field. He wasn't messing with the whole right field thing experiment last year. A lot of his injuries are a little fluky. Like, he gets hit by a lot of pitches. It's really frustrating. He looks incredible. 5 homers in that series. Like, I think he's back.
Why not? He's a living legend. A couple of other living legends in today's game. Aaron, what was good with Kenley Jansen this week? What did he do that was big?
He's a pretty good closer. For a long time. I love Kenley Jansen as a Dodger fan. He moved into 3rd on the all-time saves list, passing Lee Smith, still behind Mariano Rivera and Trevor Hoffman, but it's gonna be a ways away to catch up to those guys. But Yeah, Kenley's incredible. I mean, he's been doing it for so long. He always finds himself in that ninth inning role, no matter what team he's on. Did it for the Dodgers for such a long time. The Red Sox, Tigers, Braves. He's been around, but yeah, he's a legend. He's great.
Future Hall of Famer for sure. Another future Hall of Famer, Shohei Ohtani, might already be in if he retired today.
Like
Reached
he might
50.
just be.
I think he is. Three MVPs. He's going for a Cy Young this year. He has the championships. He's probably already got it. Got on base for the 51st straight game dating back to last year. The all-time record is Ted Williams with 84. Schwarber actually got, I mean, it's not that close. Got to 47 last year. Can Shohei pass Ted?
Dude, it feels like they intentionally walk him every single game the Dodgers play. It doesn't matter who's behind him, Tucker, Betts, Freddie. They don't want to pitch to Shohei. They're going to walk him, whether it's intentional or they're just pitching around him. And besides that, like, he also just, he hits the ball pretty well. He rakes. He gets a lot of hits.
He's really good.
So,
he's really good.
And the Dodgers are batting around. That lineup is 1 through 9, right? Like, he gets so many opportunities every game. 33 more to catch Ted Williams. I don't really see why not, right? He could get there.
And I feel like if he's getting, 4 or 5 at-bats a game, he's going to get on base one of the 5. It just feels inevitable.
Yeah.
Let's move on to a division rival. The Giants were out in Cincinnati this week. Two teams with a little bit of playoff history. Spencer Steer in Wednesday's game was chirping with the whole Giants team. Then in Thursday's game, he gets hit by the first pitch of the game. After the Giants end up winning, the bench is clear. How do we feel about this kind of energy in baseball? I feel like, 10 years ago, it was pretty high, and then we hit a bit of a dip. I mean, Red Sox Yankees isn't the rivalry it used to be, that's for sure. Personally, I think we need to see a little bit more of this in baseball. I want to see these teams play with a little more energy. Where do you stand on it?
Yeah, I mean, we all get excited to see those bullpens running onto the field, right? Like, there's nothing better just seeing those guys run out there, kind of stand around, and then take their strolls back, like kind of side by side. That's great. We love that. Yeah, I don't disagree. But brawls are fun. It can fire a team up, get some momentum going. I do kind of want to dive into what actually happened here with Steer and the Giants.
Yeah, please.
It started out with the Giants reliever Brubaker, basically just arguing with the home plate ump, and Steer kind of just takes the ump side. He's like, dude, shut up. Pitch.
Just throw the effing ball.
Throw the ball. And so Brubaker, this is how the whole series brawl came together, was just a Giants reliever arguing with an umpire. And suddenly we got hit by pitches and benches clearing. Like, that's pretty ridiculous in itself. But yeah, we love it. It was really entertaining stuff.
And those two teams play again this season, so I'm excited to see what happens in that series as well. I think the biggest reason why I say we need more of this in baseball is just because in the early 2000s, Pedro Martinez, one of the best to ever do it, I mean, he once said that almost every single time he hit a batter, 90% of the time he hit a batter, it was intentional. And it was usually to get back at the opposing team hitting one of his guys. And he would actually go up to players and on his team and ask them, who do you want me to hit? And yeah, you don't want guys using the baseball as a weapon. Ronaldo Lopez. But I think that mentality of you hit my guy, I'm going to retaliate and hit your guy. I think we need that back in baseball. That's just my take.
Yeah.
Speaking of benches clearing, yeah. I mean, and maybe it's not a great take. Maybe it's whatever. It is what it is, right?
Nope. It's your take. Stand by it.
Speaking of benches clearing, down in Triple-A for the Worcester Red Sox, Braden Ward gets hit in the head by a pitch and then throws his bat at the opposing pitcher. Benches clear. This happened before, right? You saw this same kind of thing?
Victor Robles last year rehabbing. He chucked a bat at a pitcher. Taking a step back, if we're going to intentionally hit players, I don't know if this was or not. I don't know the context of this one, but let's avoid the head. I think we can agree.
Yes.
Everyone can agree on that. Let's avoid the head. Maybe right in the back, somewhere where you got some meat on yourself, nothing too high. I don't know if this one's intentional or not. You probably shouldn't be throwing a bat at a pitcher, whether it was. We're not supporting bat throws either. Yeah, Yeah, that was a crazy one. And Robles did it just last year, and it was such a big story. He gets suspended for like a week, and here we
Yeah,
are, not even a year later, and that we got another guy throwing his bat at a pitcher.
happening again.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
So
Let's.
speaking of the Red Sox,
Okay. Yep.
I'm a big fan. I've watched every single game this year so far.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very disappointed in how the squad's playing. My take for the Sox this year, they're going to be sellers at the deadline. And
Oh,
not only are they going to be sellers, they're going to be big sellers. They
really?
have, I mean, they have the least amount of home runs in the league. They've done nothing offensively. The pitching has been horrible. Crochet, awful starts back to back. And it was supposed to be like the bright spot of the team. And they're just bad all the way around. I feel like Cora's making the wrong decisions. I feel like the base running is bad. The defense is bad. I feel like a broken record saying all this. Just there's no bright spot on this team right now. Maybe Chapman, if you want to say that, but he hasn't closed any games because they haven't given him opportunity. Willie Abreu is playing well. He's cooled off. Connor Wong's my guy. He's been playing great. Aaron, I know you disagree with me on that, which is a little surprising coming from you, but I am out on the Red Sox as of right now. They can turn it around, but right now I don't see it.
You have your highs and your lows, man.
I do.
You go from one end to the next. I've heard you really excited about the Red Sox just a couple weeks ago, and here we are, sellers at the deadline. They might be done. That's okay. As sports fans, we're all guilty of it. Yeah, I'm not particularly high on the Sox. I had the finishing third in the AL East, so they're kind of right where they should be from my perspective. I am pretty disappointed in the AL champion Toronto Blue Jays, who have been just awful. And yes, they totally have many injuries. Varsho,
That's a big part of it.
Barger, Springer, Santander, who knows what he has anymore. But a big part of their lineup. Half their lineup is out right now. Kirk. They're struggling. Pitching's been okay. Cease and Gossman, yeah, they've been all right. I kind of think they played above themselves last season. And,
I agree.
Yeah, I'm a Dodger fan. I'm not. They played incredibly. They were great last season. Obviously, we all know that. But when you just look at the roster, they lose Bichette. Hoffman has been just awful. I don't know if they're going to get back there. I don't know if they're going to get to the playoffs. Yeah, I'm not high on the Blue Jays. I still could see the Sox kind of figuring things out. Crochet, we know what Garrett Crochet is. It's been weird.
He's got to turn it around, right?
He's going to turn it around. It's Garrett Crochet. We're all believers in him. I think the Sox, their lineup's not. I don't think it's that great, but guys just aren't playing well right now. Something's not clicking. I think they have a better chance to kind of turn things around and gain some momentum and make a run than Toronto does. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. All of these guys are not playing well. And I think that's the biggest issue is like, if you had one or two guys in the lineup who at least were playing at a high level, and I said Connor Wong, but he's not even your everyday catcher. If you had one or two guys who were playing at a high level, maybe I'd feel a little different, but it really feels like 1 through 9, everybody's struggling. I mean, Roman in the leadoff spot has been striking out like crazy. He didn't do that at all last year. And they don't have any fluidity. They don't have any consistency. They have time, and yeah, I can come back in a month from now and they could have won 10 in a row and I'll be saying they're going to win the World Series. But I don't think that's going to happen. So
didn't
we'll see.
Connor Wong ground into a double play with the bases loaded against Tariq Skubal the other day? And I heard
really frustrating.
A loud yell from you, maybe.
That was really frustrating.
He's one of the better hitters. You're saying right now.
Gosh, that's so sad. That is so sad. Well, enough with the Red Sox. Let's move on to an offense that really is clicking. My big take for the Angels, they're going to finish top 5 in runs this year, and they're going to be firmly in the playoff race come September. That's a big take. They've been terrible for basically their entire lives.
Yeah.
But I like their team this year. I think that they have a phenomenal offense. A lot of home runs, which is today's game. Soriano has been an ace that nobody saw coming. The bullpen's been a little shaky of late, but if they can add some arms in that pen, I kind of like the Angels in a depleted AL West this year.
Yeah, I like their offense. I always think their offense is about average. Maybe it could be better if Trout's playing and playing well.
which
I don't,
he is
I,
this year.
which he is. Oh yeah, I like
Yeah.
their offense. I'm not disagreeing with that. It's still the Angels. Pitching
Yeah.
is still very shaky. Bullpen
Angel's
and
gonna angel.
starters. Yeah, the AL is weak. There's a lot of opportunities for some mediocre teams to find their way into the playoffs, but I don't know if the Angels are one of them. I love Trout. And I hope he continues to do what he's doing. But yeah, I don't know if I trust that pitching.
And I'm not gonna go as far to say my take is that they'll make the playoffs. That I could not do that. But they'll be in the
But
race.
they'll be in the race.
And that's it.
They'll
And that's
be in the race
important.
in
That's
September.
important for a team that hasn't done anything since 2013. So
I can't remember the last time they were really in the race in September, truthfully.
Yeah.
So
I
that'd
think
be fun to see.
I honestly think it was 2013. Like I don't remember a time, even with Shohei and Trout playing well. I think it's been forever. So
Yeah. What else we got going on? Maybe in the NL.
yeah, I don't know the answer to this. I think it's a little early to tell. But is the NL Central, which is playing out of their minds, every team in that division is playing great. Is the NL Central better than the NL East?
Ooh, the NL Central. I don't think so. I think it's early. The Mets are
Yeah.
terrible. But hear me
Terrible.
out. The Marlins and Nationals, they're competing.
Oh,
They're
I don't
competing.
know. Oh, I
That
don't
Marlins
know.
lineup with Stowers back, it's not the worst thing.
It's
really
improved
not.
from last year.
Abrams and Wood in DC, the two of them are raking. Not a lot of pitching over there.
That might be
but-
the worst rotation in baseball.
Yeah, it certainly could be. The Braves have been amazing. I think they're
Been
better
great.
than any team in the Central. The Brewers are hurt. Brewers have had a lot of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That might be a little extreme to call the NL Central better than the East, but I mean, if you look at the records, it probably adds up, right?
I mean, well, it doesn't just add up. The NL Central is blowing them out of the water. NL Central, the Brewers are in 5th place right now. They're 12-9.
Wow.
And the Marlins are a second place team in the East at 10-12. Again, it's early. There's a lot that can move around. But we're talking about the Brewers being injured this year, and they're still 12-9. They seem to always get it done. The Cubs, we know, have a good offense. They're 12-9. The Pirates' offense is playing just phenomenal baseball.
They've
up
been
and down
amazing.
the lineup. They've been great.
yeah.
That pitching staff we know is good. The
Mhm.
Cardinals, which we thought were the worst team in this division, they're sitting here in 2nd place and 3 weeks in, and I think they're going to cool off a little bit and they'll slide
Me
down
too.
in these standings. But
Yeah.
they're playing good ball right now, and Weatherholt's legit, and the Reds, who made the playoffs last year, sitting atop of the division at 14-8. I think it's a pretty solid division. I think the Marlins and the Nationals are both worse than all 5 teams in that division.
Wow. Yeah,
So
it's not ridiculous. Reds are going to get Lodolo
I don't think it's ridiculous to say that
Hunter
at all.
Green.
yep. Mhm.
Good reference.
Sal Stewart, yeah, I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. You got 2 Rookie of the Year finalists probably in that division. So there's a lot to be said about the Reds, and a lot to be said about the NL Central.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to the home run draft.
Yeah,
That's my favorite part. Let's do it.
I was the champion last week. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Throwing my flowers. 7 home runs led by Munetaka Murakami with his 4. You know, I don't want to throw you under the bus, but it helps when you don't get a donut like he got from Soderstrom.
Dude, Soderstrom hit 2 home runs Sunday, the day like I recorded my
Yeah.
audio for the first podcast. He hit 2, and I was like, "Oh, this is great. He's heating up. They're going back to Sac. It's hot over there. He's gonna start raking. Get a donut for Sody." It's unfortunate. Abrams had 2 Monday and Tuesday. I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm up right now. Like I was up." And then he doesn't get any more for the rest of the week. Kobe got an early one from Pages. Suarez, I think, was more middle of the week, and that's clearly all he
Mhm.
got. And then we all got 2 from Cody.
Which we talked about how many multi-home run games there were on Monday. That was also a multi-home run game from Cody, not on Monday, later in the week. But a good,
We would have
good
looked
day
really
for
dumb.
Cody.
As a
Yeah.
group, we would have lost a lot of respect. I
He
think,
redeemed
if-
us. His one
Yeah.
day redeemed the week.
I want to make a comment on that too.
Yeah.
My logic for Cody: 7 games in Yankee Stadium. Great. I said, they got 2 lefties on the schedule, which isn't ideal for Cody. So why didn't I go Aaron Judge? What was What was the thought there? None of us wanted to just go with Aaron Judge with 7 games at Yankee Stadium, and he goes on to hit, what, 6 home runs in the week?
Yeah, he
Something
had a great
ridiculous.
week. He had a
He was
great week.
incredible.
And I think part of it is that we're trying to save some of the big hitters for a little later in the season. Maybe that's not the best strategy. I'm excited to see who you went with this week. I can tell you right now, I took one big hitter. The other two a little more low profile. So Aaron, who is your first guy?
Okay. I'm excited. This is fun. I'm glad you came up with this. I'll give you your credit. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, I like it.
Last week, I took 3 players with 7 games on their schedule to maximize at bats, and I lost. Right? I lost. So sometimes math isn't the best thing to do. So this week, I'm starting off with a player that has 5 games. 5 games on their schedule. But those 5 games are played in some stadiums with some ridiculously high elevation. 3 games at Coors, 2 games in Mexico City. I'm going with the San Diego Padre. Leadoff hitter, Ramon Laureano.
Oh
yeah.
Ramon on my fantasy team. That's exciting.
He's on your team. He was a superstar for my team last year, the Salamanca Sluggers, taken from the Breaking Bad universe. Ramon Laureano has been red hot. He's probably been the Padres' best hitter. He's homered a few times. They have 5 games, 3 in Coors, 2 in Mexico City, where the elevation is high. A lot of runs are going to be scored in these 5 games. He's batting leadoff, maximizes at bats. The Rockies pitchers, I think we got Sugano, Feltner. They haven't even named the third guy. I'm not really too worried about it. 2 games against the D-backs. Ryan Nelson, I think, is one of them who gave up 8 today in the first inning. Brutal.
It's been horrible.
And someone else, but yeah, I got a lot of confidence in Ramon Laureano. Let's do it.
Nice. Yeah, I looked down that route. I was gonna pick a Padre as well, maybe even a D-back too. I ended up going with nobody from either of those teams.
Ooh.
The 5 games really scared me away. I wanted maximum at bats.
Yeah.
The first guy I'm going with is also on my fantasy team, Colson Montgomery. I went with Murakami last week. It worked out. Colson's hot. I'm going to ride with another White Sox. The biggest reason is because they're playing the Diamondbacks and the Nationals. And specifically with the Nationals, it's Miles Michaelis and Jake Irvin, who just both give up a ton of dingers. And I feel like that's just a great matchup for him in general. I think that the team is playing a little better right now. We do have, Eduardo Rodriguez pitching for the D-backs, who's pitching well. Merrill Kelly just made his debut. Soroka's had kind of an up and down season, but it's mostly about those Nationals that I just feel great about Colson teeing off on them.
Yeah, I like it. He started to heat up this last few days, actually. He's hit a couple bombs. We're 2 for 2 on Zev Fantasy, guys. I'm going to shy away.
Make it 3 for 3?
No, I'm going to shy away, but I'm also going to attack some Washington, D.C. pitching.
Yeah.
Because they roll out a lot of righties. And to make up for my non-Aaron Judge pick and overthinking it last week, let's just take some obvious superstar power. Matt Olson has 7 games this week. He has been incredible. The Braves have been incredible. They're turning that lineup over. He has, I think, 6 games. Yeah, 6 righties on the schedule, 4 against the Nationals, a couple Phillies in there, I think, at the end of the week. He's been great, and he hits a lot of home runs. I'm not overthinking this one. Getting Matt Olson, I don't think there's a whole lot of explanation needed.
No, I agree. I didn't go with Matt Olson, but I also didn't overthink this one at all. I'm going with Mike Trout, who had a phenomenal week last week. Facing 4 lefties this week, so that feels pretty good. Yeah. 2 of those lefties are Noah Cameron and Cole Reagans, who have both given up 5 and 6 home runs respectively towards the top of the league. It's also hitting against Patrick Corbin and Eric Lauer, the Blue Jays. I feel great about that. He's on fire. I kind of want to get Trout. Truthfully, I want to get him before he gets injured. I just feel like that's going to happen at some point. Don't know what the injury is going to be. Don't know how long he's going to be out. But I feel like he's just later in his career, he's going to hit the injured list at some point. So I just wanted to make sure to get him early on.
I love the pick. I saw everything you saw. I saw those 4 lefties. We saw what Trout did last week, and it was really, really tempting. I thought of the same logic. He's going to get hurt at some point. Why not just take him when he is at his best against weak pitching? This is a good time to take him. I thought hard about it. But I just loved my Matt Olson logic so much that let's just double down. Let's double down. Drake Baldwin. Who has been insane.
Incredible.
To start, I think the two best fantasy catchers have been Baldwin and Ben Rice, our two guys.
Yeah, we got him.
I'm going with my guy, Drake Baldwin. The logic was just so incredible with Olsen. Why are we shying away? I trust myself. Double Braves, they've been red hot. They're hitting so well right now. So 6 righties for 2 lefties who have a lot of pop. Let's just double down and see what they can do.
Nice. Yeah, my third guy, I'm going with someone who you actually took last week, CJ Abrams.
Okay.
Now, obviously, he plays the White Sox, which that pitching is also just not that good. I think those are 2 of the worst staffs in baseball, the White Sox and the Nationals. Also going up against the Braves, which does have some decent pitching, but he's missing sale days, so I'm cool with it. And he is just hitting the ever-living crap out of the ball right now. He only had 2 homers last week. He had like 5 the week before. So I'm hoping he just kind of stays hot and get some homers out of him, move on to next week. That Nationals lineup too, they feel like they're playing good baseball right now. And I feel like when a team's playing well, especially if they're not that good, I just want to hop on that train. Feels like a little later in the season, Nationals could fall apart a little bit. So I wanted to get CJ Abrams while he is still mashing.
Yeah, I think that's a great pick. He's hot. I obviously picked him last week. I don't know. Maybe we're looking at different sources because I was very close to taking James Wood. I can't take Abrams anymore. I shied away from James Wood because I think Sales got them on Thursday. I think Chris Sales going against the Nationals. That's a lefty against Wood. That's why I shied away. So you've made your pick. It's locked in.
I gotta live in it. When I was looking at it earlier, it was that certainly wasn't the case. So,
it's okay. Sale's given up home runs before, right?
He has.
You're going with Abrams, and we'll see how it goes. He's hot. Nothing wrong with it.
He's hot. He's hot right now, and I want to hop on. So hopefully he gets 3 off his Sale. Why not, right?
Yeah, it could happen. It could totally happen. I know Kobe has recorded his picks, so let's hear what he has to say.
Thanks, Aaron. Guys, I'm Kobe Van Norp. You heard me last week. You're now seeing me for the first time this week. I'm here in beautiful Sacramento, California. Well, maybe not so beautiful. It's a bit of overcast today, but I'm in Sacramento. As you can tell from the cap we got on here, that's brought to you by the Athletics on their new Sacramento Saturdays that they're doing. A little bit of a shameless plug there. Every Saturday home game, they are repping Sacramento. They wear these yellow jerseys that have this logo right on the front of it. It's really cool to see that they're finally kind of showcasing Sacramento a little bit, at least in the short time that they are here. But without further ado, let's get into it. My first guy that I went with was Ketel Marte. He's at home this week against the White Sox, which their pitching staff, let's face it, it's abysmal. And then he gets to go down to Mexico City, where he gets to face the Padres. They have Michael King going in one of those games, but they also have German Marquez, who, I mean, he's used to playing in higher elevation, but I didn't say he pitched well in higher elevation, so I like Ketel Marte getting me a few. After that, I went with a guy who's been heating up as of recently, Junior Caminero. He's in the Trop all week. He gets to face the Reds and the Twins, and we just really like those matchups for him. He's been getting hot, like I said, and expect him to hit me a few more. To finish things off, I went with a bit of a flyer, Francisco Alvarez. Now, the Mets have been struggling beyond belief, but they get a little bit of a break here as they're at home versus the Twins and the Rockies, looking to turn things around. He leads the team in home runs with 4. I'd love to get a few from him. It's kind of my flyer pick of the week, but those are the guys I'm going with.
Oh, well, you just heard from Kobe. I don't know if I wish you the best of luck. Kind of want to win, but I'll be a good sport. Good luck to you, Kobe, this week. So in case you missed last week's episode, here's how the draft's going to work. Each week, we pick 3 guys. It's totally okay if we pick the same person. This past week, we all picked Cody Bellinger, which was crazy. We don't talk about it before, so like the fact that that happened, the odds of that are astronomical, I feel like. I mean, maybe 2 of us doubling up on the same guy makes a little more sense. 3 of us? That's pretty crazy. Anyways, once you use a player, you can't use them again. That's the big caveat. So none of us can use Cody Bellinger again this year. Aaron, you picked Laureano today. You can't use him again the rest of the season. I, however, can. So we can pick other teams' players throughout the rest of the season. You just can't. Whoever has the most home runs each week wins that week. So I had 7 to you, both of their 4 this week. So I won the week. However, this is a season-long thing. It's going to evolve over the course of the year. Whoever has the most home runs at the end of the season is our ultimate winner. And I think that's, I don't know about you, but I think that's the goal. I winning each week is great.
You want
It
to win the whole thing.
gives you the advantage. But yeah, I want to win the whole thing.
Okay, this is Aaron. After the recording of the podcast, we decided to add one more rule to make everything a little more interesting. If you pick a player that doesn't get a home run in the week, you actually lose a point from your total. It's not just a 0. So I took Tyler Soderstrom. He didn't hit one. I lose a point. So I get 2 from Bellinger, 2 from Abrams, -1 from Soderstrom. So I'm now at 3 points for my total.
So those are our
there's
rules.
It's a lot of strategy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of strategy going on here. You're picking 3 players to hit home runs. It seems simple, but you can only pick them once. You're going against other people. There's a lot going on here. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Maybe just as much fun as fantasy baseball's been this year, which we always have a great time with. So Kobe
We
and I
love it.
last week,
Love
we
it.
talked a little bit about our teams. Aaron, why don't you introduce the Salamanca Sluggers?
The Salamanca Sluggers, 4 years in the making, never missed the playoffs. Our format is kind of unique. I know they touched on it a little bit last week, but I do want to
Yeah,
talk
please.
about it myself
Please
as
explain
the
a little
league
more.
as the league commissioner. I think that's fair.
Sure.
We're a head-to-head categories league, not rotisserie, head-to-head, and not points. So I feel like it's kind of a mismatch. Usually you have rotisserie categories or head-to-head points. We do both, head-to-head categories. 10 categories, the 5 traditional hitting on base instead of average, and the 5 traditional pitching. I like to build my team in a way where I feel that it's very hard to get blown out. I either attack strikeouts and wins by just rolling out a bunch of starting pitchers, or I attack ERA and whip by just spot starting certain guys that I feel confident in their matchup for the week. And by doing that, I don't think I can get blown out 0 to 10 like
Makes
some
it
other
tough.
players in our
Makes
league.
it tough.
So if you just consistently kind of go 500 and you have some weeks where your team goes crazy and you get a 7-3 and 8-2, you're in position to make the playoffs. And that's how I've done it every year, and it's worked out. This year, I took Ronald Acuna, 5th overall. That's who I wanted, and I got him. And he was really frustrating for like a week, and then he's quickly become Ronald Acuna. So that's been great. Drake Baldwin, middle of the draft. Awesome. Loving having him as the 1-2 Braves in that
Yeah,
lineup.
you drafted him like, 115th overall?
116. Zeb and I were
yeah.
back to back. Yeah, that was awesome. That's worked out really well. A little frustrated with Josh Chisholm, who I took in a 2nd round. That wasn't the plan. I had Schwarber and Raleigh. I wanted those guys to pair with Acuna, pair the pop with the speed, and they got picked in the 2 picks in front of me.
Yeah, that was actually...
So I ended up with Jazz.
That was my plan. I was going to take Jazz coming into it. And you took him right before me. And I was pretty pissed at the time.
And
most of my plan
it
worked
worked
out. I
out.
went Soto and Yordan and Ben Rice and Max Fried. Like, those were all my guys. And I was going to pick Jazz too. And works out in the end for me. So thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. I'm pretty frustrated right now. He's been awful. But he's been with the Sluggers for 3 straight seasons, and he's been great in those first 2. We made the playoffs. We won 3 years ago. So I still trust him. We believe in Jazz. We're just waiting for things to turn around. I took Hunter Brown in the 4th round, and that's been a major blow. I usually stack hitting and try to win a lot of the hitting categories and just kind of manage my way through pitching. So Hunter Brown was like the one guy I was really relying on, and there was a new update, I think yesterday, that said,
Yeah.
gonna have to wait till early June.
Yeah,
on
5 to
Hunter
7
Brown, who
weeks.
was amazing. Brutal. Zev, you got some waiver guys you want to talk about?
Yeah, so for this segment, just in general, we're going to keep it to under 20% rostered on ESPN leagues. So the first guy that I'm very excited about is Nolan Shanaway. I mean, I talked about the Angels and how great I think their offense is this year. And he's just one of those guys in that lineup who hits fairly high up. He's getting on base at a high level, off to a good start. I don't think he's, the most exciting player, but if he's someone who, can fit your need in your lineup specifically, go get Nolan Shanaway. I mean, he's been a guy that you can just rely on so far this year, and I think that's important to win. So Nolan Schanuel.
Yeah, he's been good. I'm doing some research. Hop into Gurriel really quick.
Sure,
I'm
yeah.
gonna have something for you.
Gurriel's the next guy. I mean, he just came back from injury yesterday, and we were actually at that Diamondbacks game. We talked about ABS, and I want to mention this real quick. We talked about ABS a lot earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Not a single ABS challenge in that game. I saw it in spring training, and this is my first MLB game of the year, and I wanted to see it, and there wasn't a single one, which is a bit of a bummer. Anyways, Lourdes Gurriel, he's back. He's only rostered in 2.9% of leagues right now. You don't really know what you're going to get out of him. I think he has a pretty high ceiling, fairly high ceiling, and pretty low floor. But he's someone that I think that you should scoop up just in case he is hot, especially to start the season. And he's someone, like I said, who has a fairly high ceiling and can take you decently far in this league.
Yeah, I like Gurriel. He's hitting in the middle of that D-backs lineup. They're starting to string along some runs. Going back to Shanuel, I'm going to bend the rules a little bit. Jorge Soler has been like actually incredible all season long. He has just been raking. He's suspended right now. He's 21.9% rostered.
That's close
but
enough.
Maybe with the suspension, maybe in some of your leagues, he's getting dropped like right now. I had my eye on him. I was going to pick him up like the morning he got suspended or that day. And then I see that brawl break out. I hear 7 games. He appeals, and it's just like a long waiting period. And then someone else in our league ended up picking him up. But I think Soler, he kind of brings a lot of the same things Shanuel out there, right in the middle of that high-scoring Angels lineup right now. And he's been great. He's just kind of consistent. You know, he's going to give you homers, and he's been really good. But a guy I did pick up today, picked him up this morning, Keter Montero, is rostered in 4.2% of leagues. He has 2 starts this coming week against the Brewers. And at Cincinnati, that one's not ideal. That's not a good pitcher's park. But it's 2 starts. Brewers are really injured right now. That game's at home. He ranks like really high with the advanced metrics, which I have not really dived too deep into in prior seasons. But this year, I'm starting to look into it a little bit more. He's right at the top of expected ERA and expected batting average against. So I think he's a pretty good option this week.
Yeah, and 2 starts is always helpful. Just so you guys know, we're a daily lineup league, but a lot of the stuff we're saying kind of goes for both. Daily lineup has got to look a little more into it. 2-start pitchers for a weekly lineup is huge. Like, you get those 2 starts out of one guy, it basically is 2 pitchers that you have in one spot. So picking up Keter Montero for this week, I think would serve a lot of you well. Yeah. Another little
talking about
Oh, go ahead.
Talking about daily lineups.
Yeah.
If you can get one of those Mexico City guys, I picked up Jose Fernandez yesterday because he's going to have those 2 games in the high elevation. Padres are probably better for this week because you get the 3 games in Coors as well. But Jose Fernandez was kind of top of our waivers. We're a pretty deep league. He, in our league, is only shortstop eligible. But I know in CBS leagues, you can play him at first base and obviously corner infield with that. He should get first base eligibility really soon and be able to use that corner infield and ESPN. He hit 3rd today with Perdomo taking a day off. He's been pretty solid, and you're going to get those 2 games with that high altitude. And I think Herman Marquez is pitching one of those.
Ooh, that feels great.
Even though it sounds like 1 or 2 games that I'm really like attacking, that could be the difference in a head-to-head format for sure.
Yeah. Oh, big time. Yeah, I think that, getting those couple Mexico City games is huge. Just any matchup could use 5 home runs on your team. I feel like every single one of those games in Mexico City is like a 17-13 final. And, there's a lot of homers. You've seen it before. Pick some of those guys up. Some other people that you should be looking at. There's a lot of new closers this week. So Johan Duran got hurt.
The top closers have been going down. Yeah. Those closers are going down.
Johan Duran's hurt. They came out and said that Brad Keller is supposedly the replacement closer. He's been setting up a lot of games this week. I picked up Keller in my league. It's kind of as a flyer. We'll see what happens, but someone to keep an eye on. Also, Eniel de los Santos. Hopefully I said that correctly. He is a closer for the Astros, kind of. They got 4 or 5 guys right now. I mean, it feels like anyone could pick up saves, but he did pick up 2 this past week. Brian King, Brian Abreu, 2. Also other guys that are picking up saves, especially with Josh Hader getting transferred to the 60-day. So keep an eye on that. No, I'll let you talk about the Blue Jays because you got a little bit of a special connection to them.
Oh, I've got a little bit of a special connection. Like Zeb mentioned earlier, we were at that B-backs Blue Jays game Saturday night. Jeff Hoffman came in the 8th inning in a 2-2 game. So nowhere near a save situation. They're the road team too, so it's not even like 9th inning tie game. You want to walk it off.
Yeah.
It's the 8th inning on the road, 2-2. John Schneider brings him in because he struggled, and they thought to bring him in. It was the 8, 9, and 1 coming up. So it's tie game in the 8th. So it's somewhat high leverage, but you're bringing him in against the 8 and 9. He gives up a hit, a couple walks, and then Corbin Carroll takes him deep for a grand slam, which was pretty electric to be there for that.
It was.
Did Miguel Rojas just end this guy's career? Like, is he done? He might have just broke Jeff Hoffman.
With one of the most
Schneider said
one of the most improbable home
Go
runs
ahead.
of all time. I just wanted to point that out.
of
It's
course.
like what are the odds of that happening? Anyways.
I think I've watched it 30 times
Oh, I don't blame
since
you.
October, probably. I've probably watched that 30
I don't
times.
blame you.
John Schneider said, I will take Jeff Hoffman in any save situation going forward, is I think the context there. But he didn't. This was after he blew the game, and he had already proven that he's not using him in save situations. So the alternative there would be Louis Varland, who's been really good. He hasn't given up a run this year. He's been setting up mostly. That could be an option in fantasy leagues. Personally, I don't like to just jump on a lot of these replacement guys because they could just blow it the next game and then they're useless. Like you only get so many pickups for us in a week. Some leagues do budget. I like to kind of take my time here unless it's very obvious. Like the Brad Keller situation, you got Alvarado. It's just let's just see what actually happens with some of these guys.
I think it also depends on your personal team. Like I am maxed out on starting pitchers. We're only allowed 10 on your team at once. I was maxed out. I don't want hitters on my bench, so I wanted someone who at least might get the save. So it really just depends on your team. Another opening, which I think this falls way more into the situation that you're just talking about, just kind of seeing what happens. Daniel Palencia hit the IL. Ben Brown, Caleb Tealbar, a couple guys to watch there, but they have not said who the closer is going to be. Maybe just keep an eye out who gets these first couple saves while Palencia is down.
Yeah, that one hurt.
Yeah.
That's my main closer right there. Palencia. We're head to head, and I was heartbroken that I'm gonna lose Palencia next week against a guy who I'm fighting with for the playoffs, and he lost Duran, so we kind of just cancel each other out. It's going a lot on across the league. These closers are going down quick. Diaz been
horrible,
injured and bad. I don't know what's going on there.
Yep. So yeah, just keep an eye out on those couple of guys, and I mean, it's just like any fantasy league. You want to be looking at it kind of every day if you can, especially if you're doing daily. Seeing who's picking up saves is so important, I feel like, especially in our league when everybody's just eagle-eyeing these pitchers for who's getting that save.
Oh, yeah.
You want to be the first guy to be able to pick them up, so watch out for that. I think that'll do it, right? Yeah, we're out of time here.
I think we hit our... Yeah, we covered a lot. This was a fun week of baseball.
It is.
There's a lot of good
Isn't
topics
every
here.
week a fun week of baseball? I mean, it's
really
just the best.
There's
thing.
always something new.
There's always something
There's
new.
always something new.
I mean, yeah, as the old saying goes, you see something new at the ballpark every time you go. So, did we see anything new yesterday? I guess ABS would have been new.
For you,
Vlad made that great play.
Game.
That was crazy. That over the shoulder.
He chased down.
Yeah.
Kind of Willie Mays style out and right.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, that was great.
He's so good. He's so good, offensively and defensively. He is the man, even if the team, in your opinion, might not be. So, anyways, that'll do it for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Aaron, so happy to have you on for the first time today. And
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was just great. I'm hoping
we've got our socials in one of these boxes down below. Check us out: Instagram, TikTok, X. So yeah, we're posting stuff all over. Some clips of the home run draft, some highlights, maybe some takes going forward. Just keep up with us.
Thanks so much, Aaron. Have a nice one, guys.